Many of us aim to be sustainable, also when choosing products and services. Social and eco labels such as Fairtrade, FSC, and Utz claim that what we buy was produced in a sustainable way. But are they really? Associate Professor Wijen reveals that putting a sustainability label on it might not have the intended effect of making the world a better place.
As a passionate consumer, I want to make sure that the chocolate I eat is produced sustainably and does not leave a bitter aftertaste. Therefore, I look for this.
Frank wants to be sure that the chocolate he buys is produced by cocoa farmers and factory workers who work under decent conditions, earn a fair living, and do not degrade the natural environment.
These labels promise that such products meet my expectations. But how credible are they?
What do words like sustainable, fair, and eco-friendly really mean? And what determines if your product or service qualifies to get that label? The vaguer such qualifications are, the more need people feel for clear and universal rules and conditions. And this is where the labels come in. With a list of requirements on their website, standard setters make clear that producers can only have a certain label if they stick to the rules that come with it.
But how feasible is it to attach clear rules to such vague qualifications?
Because it's really difficult to regulate and monitor all social and environmental effects in the entire production chain.
For instance, a sustainability label may claim that no child labor was used during the production. But will a ban on child labor really lead to a better life for children? Or may it lead to such negative consequences as child prostitution instead?
Ultimately, we want these labels to mean more to companies than just a symbolic value to attract customers. But their actions may not be aligned with the objectives of a standard setter. Producers might deliberately not live up to their duties or simply not understand how to comply. Therefore, standard setters set clear and uniform rules, strong incentives, and specific best practices.
And while these means may be well intended, they can actually be counterproductive and lead to overshooting the intended goals. And this is not just about chocolate. There are so many other opaque areas where we seek to create transparency. Think of quality management systems, educational and other rankings, and even traffic security regulation.
When setting and enforcing a standard, you can take 3 steps.
First, creators of certification schemes should set out rules more intelligibly. In particular, they should consider in advance all direct and indirect consequences of standard requirements.
Secondly, a country or region may need its own niche set of rules, incentives and practices on top of a universal set of principles for all adopters.
Finally, standard setters should encourage intrinsic motivation, so that adopters carrying a label have their motivation aligned, for instance, through regular training sessions.
Therefore, standard setters should keep in mind that full transparency is not feasible without overshooting goals.